fourth graders. It's Mrs. Orrock, and today I will be teaching you your math lesson. We are on math lesson 8 today, and so far we've been doing, let's review, mixed units of capacity, mixed units of length, and today, if you would have guessed it, you would have been right, mixed units of weight. So today we are going to be weighing things. I want you to go ahead and pick something you can weigh in your home. If you don't have a kitchen scale or just a regular scale at home, I'd recommend just watching this video and following along with me, and you can see what I will be weighing.
Hi friends, I am super excited to weigh something today with you. The item that we're going to be weighing is something that we just purchased from the store this morning, okay? Just this morning. So what is it? Every household always needs a big bag of candy, okay? So we have 2 of these bags of candy. So I'm gonna show you a few things. This bag of candy, and on pretty much anything that you buy food related, the law is that they have to state what's in here and also how much it weighs, okay? So let's take a look to see how much this bag weighs. So I'm gonna move it over here for a second. I don't know if it's gonna be backwards for you, we will see. But the weight here is 48 ounces. In parentheses, it says 3 pounds. Okay, it also has, that's what we call customary. And then we also have the metric, 1.3 kilograms, okay? So that it's gonna have the metric and the customary on there, just in case people prefer one over the other. So since it says 3 pounds, okay, because 48 ounces is 3 pounds. How do I know that? It's because in 1 pound, it's 16 ounces. So if I have 48 ounces, I simply divide by 16. What's 48 divided by 16? It's 3. So this is 3 pounds. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to need something to weigh, like I have this massive 3-pound bag of candy here, and you're going to need, as I mentioned before, a digital scale. If you don't have a digital scale, use whatever you have at home. It could be just a regular non-digital scale. Use something at home to weigh, okay? To weigh your item. All right, so we're gonna do our first problem here. It says that inside this bag, it's 3 pounds of candy. All right, well, the bag has to weigh something. This will also be later on when you're doing your math homework. The bag always has to weigh something, right? So let's see how much the bag weighs. So I mentioned that you need a scale, okay? And the thing I like about this digital scale is you can choose if it's going to be how it's measured. If it's going to be milliliters, which is actually capacity, and then we have water milliliters, and I can go to grams, which is grams, and kilograms are metric, and then I'm here at customary, which most people in the United States use. So I want to be at pounds and ounces. Grab your bag. Remember, this is a 3-pound bag here, and I want to see the candy inside is 3 pounds, but I want to see how much the bag actually weighs. So I'm going to set this down on my scale. It says 3 pounds, 3.6 ounces. Just ignore the last part. We're not going to be doing decimals for this. So with the bag and the candy inside, and it's never been opened, is 3 pounds, 3 ounces. So you got to do some subtraction here. What's 3 pounds, 3 ounces minus 3 pounds, because that's how much the candy is. That will give you the weight of the bag itself. All right, so now here's your second problem. We have some candy from the bag taken out, okay? And my question for you is, this is the candy that my husband is going to eat today, okay? So if I take this candy out of the bag, I'm gonna set it aside for him to snack on, which is kind of a lot of candy in my opinion. But this candy, we're gonna see how much all this candy weighs. Okay, so this candy, it says 4.9 ounces. Well, we know about rounding. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So you have to look to see you have to go next door, right? So does 4.9, is that gonna round to 5 or round down, or just stay at 4? Well, it's 5 or more, raise the score right next to that 4. So it has to go up, okay? So it's gonna make that 4 a 5. So now this is not just 4.9 ounces, we're gonna round it up so it's easier, and it's going to be 5 ounces of candy. So 5 ounces of candy. So here's your problem for today. how much candy will be left in the bag if I started out with 3 pounds of candy and my husband ate 5 ounces of it? How much will be remaining in the bag?
All right, friends, so what we just talked about is that we had 3 pounds, okay, LB pounds of candy. All right, and we're subtracting 5 ounces of the candy that was eaten. And we're trying to figure out how to do that. Now, we can't just say 3 minus 5. That doesn't work because we're going from pounds to ounces. So what we have to do is we have to decompose one of the pounds. Okay, and you're going to see this later as well, so it'll give you some good extra practice. So I'm going to do a number bond here, and I'm just going to take 2 pounds and then an extra pound out. But if I have 2 pounds and then I still have 1 more pound from the 3, right, because I'm decomposing, really 1 pound we know is 16 ounces. Okay, so that makes it way easier. Now I can simply say, well, what's 16? I'm going to move this down here. What's 16 now? This is going to remain the same because I don't really have any other pounds to subtract. So it's 16 ounces minus 5 ounces. Let's see. Well, you can stack it like so. Okay, 16 minus 5. And we know that 6 minus 5 is 1, and 10 minus nothing is going to be 10. So now we have 11. So what you're left with is 11 ounces. And then we put it back together with our pounds. So the whole answer would be 2 pounds and 11 ounces is remaining after the candy was eaten.
Okay, so we just measured candy. You can measure whatever you want, and let me know what you measured in your exit ticket as well. I'm excited to hear all about what you're measuring at home, and to try to remember that when you are subtracting either length or weight or capacity, you have to know what it's worth. Okay, so we know that 16 ounces are in 1 pound. Yesterday we did length. 12 inches are in 1 foot. And the day before we did capacity. So there's lots of ways to do capacity, but what we focus on is the gallon. Okay, there's 16 cups in a gallon. So that's where this is kind of similar to gallons and cups. There's 16 cups in a gallon. There's also 16 ounces in a pound. So that's kind of easy to remember, right? Okay, so have fun today measuring, have fun today weighing things, and let me know how it goes.
All right, this is 4th grade, Module 7, Lesson 8. And in this lesson, students are going to continue solving problems involving mixed measurements, although this time they're going to be dealing with weight. So let's get started. So we have a whole bunch of problems, and they want us to add and subtract. So let's zoom in on problem F, because that's a good one. So we have 21 pounds, 8 ounces, plus 6 pounds, 9 ounces, and we have to add them together. So first, let's add the pounds to the pounds, and that gives us 27 pounds. And then let's add the ounces to the ounces. Addition is always kind of easy, easier than subtraction. And that gives us 17 ounces, but then we have to remember, hey, wait a second, 17 ounces, that's 1 pound plus 1 ounce. So we now have 28 pounds, and then we have just 1 little ounce left over, 28 pounds, 1 ounce. So let's take a look at H. So H is a subtraction, and we always have to pay attention to subtraction because we have enough pounds to subtract 16 pounds. That's pretty straightforward. But right now, we do not have enough ounces to subtract 4 ounces. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that 89 pounds and we're going to separate it. We're going to decompose it to 88 pounds and 16 ounces. Because remember, 16 ounces, that's 1 pound, plus 88 pounds, that gives us 89 pounds. So this whole thing right here, 89 pounds is the same as 88 pounds, 16 ounces, 16 ounces. So now we're going to take these 16 ounces and the 2 ounces and mush them together. So we end up with 88 pounds and 18 ounces. So 88 pounds, 18 ounces is the exact same amount of weight as 89 pounds, 2 ounces. So we haven't changed the weight, we just changed the way it looks. And now we can subtract 16 pounds, 4 ounces because we now have enough ounces on the left to subtract the 4 ounces on the right. All right, so let's take a look. 88 pounds minus 16 pounds. Well, that gives us, oh, gee whiz, 72 pounds. All right, now 18 ounces, take away 4 ounces. That gives us 14 ounces. So there's our answer, 72 pounds, 14 ounces. And I think that's all we need to do on this. The rest of them are all pretty much the same idea, making sure you add units, the like units, so pounds to pounds, ounces to ounces, etc. So we got a word problem already, number 2. So when David took his dog, Rocky, to the vet in December, Rocky weighed 29 pounds, 9 ounces. That seems important, so let's underline that. When he took Rocky back to the vet in March, Rocky weighed 34. Ooh, Rocky gained weight. I wonder if it's a puppy and it's growing or if it's just a dog that's getting fat. I don't know. So anyway, how much weight did Rocky gain? So we know that initially Rocky weighed this much, and let's call that 29 pounds, 9 ounces. But then the dog weighed 34 pounds, 4 ounces. And the question is, how much did it gain? This piece right there. So that's a subtraction problem. We're going to do 34 pounds, 4 ounces. And we're going to subtract 29 pounds, 9 ounces. And to do that, right now, we have enough pounds to subtract 29, but we don't have enough ounces to subtract 9 ounces. So we're going to have to do some regrouping. So we're going to take one of those pounds. So now we're going to have 33 pounds and 16 ounces. And we're going to turn that pound into 16 ounces because that's the same thing as 1 pound. So 34 pounds is the same thing as 33 pounds, 16 ounces. So we now have 33 pounds and 20 ounces. And we're going to subtract 29 pounds, 9 ounces. So subtracting pounds, 33 pounds, take away 29 pounds, that leaves us with 4 pounds. And then take away the ounces or subtract the ounces. 20 ounces minus 9 ounces gives us 11 ounces. And that is how much weight Rocky gained. I chose this one because this one's actually a lot of work, man. This is kind of tricky. So Bianca, she had 6 identical jars of bubble bath, and she put them into a bag that weighs 2 ounces. And all together, the bag plus the 6 jars, the bag plus the six jars is 1 pound, 4 ounces. How much did each jar weigh? Man, there's just so much to this word problem. So let's start by drawing a picture on this one. So we're going to draw a jar, another jar, another jar, 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 jar. Those are supposed to be 6 identical jars because it says so right there. Identical jars. And she put them into a bag. So let's choose a bag color. What's a good bag color? Oh, let's do blue. So our blue bag, here is our blue bag. All right, so there's our blue bag. And all together, this whole thing right here weighs 1 pound, 4 ounces. Now, but we know that the blue bag is 2 ounces. So that means if we do a little bit of subtraction, we know that that means these 6 jars is equal to 1 pound, 2 ounces. Now, 1 pound, 2 ounces, that's equal to 18 ounces. We have 6 jars. So 18 ounces divided by 6 jars gives us 3 ounces. So each jar is 3 ounces. And if we added up all those threes, that would give us 1 pound, 2 ounces. Plus the extra 2 ounces of the bag gives us 1 pound, 4 ounces. So how much did each jar weigh? Each jar weighed 3 ounces. So this one, last slide for this video, it's just more of the same. They've given us a variety of different weights, and they're giving us some scenarios, and we're supposed to answer the scenario given these weights. For example, it says on Wednesdays, Melissa packs only 2 notebooks, so 2 of these, and a binder. Where's her binder? There's her binder. And then how much does her full backpack weigh? So we also have to include this. So what are we going to do? We're going to add the notebook twice. So I'm going to circle it twice. We have to add in the binder, and we have to add in the backpack. So we're going to add in 4 things, and we're just going to find the total. Done. That's what we're going to do. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this one. So, well, heck, let's just do a quickie. 2 binders, 5 ounces, plus, 2 pounds plus 5 ounces. 2 pounds, 5 ounces. And then 2 notebooks is, each notebook is 11 ounces. So if we're going to buy 2 of them, that's going to be 22 ounces. 22 ounces. And then lastly, we have the backpack, which is 2 pounds, 14 ounces. And there we go. So now we have to add them all together. So let's see. If I want to add the pounds, 2 pounds plus 2 pounds, so that gives me 4 pounds. And then the ounces. So we've got 5 ounces, 22 ounces, and 14 ounces. So that gives us 41 ounces. 41 ounces. All right. Am I right? Let's see. 22, 32, 36 plus 5 is 41. Yeah. Okay. So now, remember, 16 ounces equals a pound, right? So 16 ounces, 16 ounces, 16 ounces. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 40. No, that's too much. So let's see, 16 ounces plus 16 ounces, that's 32. So we are left with only 9 ounces remaining. So 41 ounces can be broken up into 3 things. 16 ounces, that's a pound. 16 ounces, that's a pound, plus 9 ounces. So add that up, you should get 41. And we know that this is a pound, this is a pound, to add together to the 4 pounds that we already have. So our answer is 6 pounds, 9 ounces. And that's the work for question A. I'm going to skip question B and C because they're all basically the same thing, just using these to find your answers. And that wraps up, let's see, that wraps up 4th grade, Module 7, Lesson 8, solving problems with mixed units, but this time we're only talking about weight.
Thanks for joining me today, friends, for Lesson 8, and I will see you tomorrow.